Have you seen the cover of Rolling Stone magazine? Anyone? Very controversial. The Boston bomber is on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine, and it kind of poses the question about the media and how we sensationalize villains.
Do we have a picture of it?
What's he on the cover for?
Did he like pose for a picture? Is he like? Are they like? We need more lighting.
Right now. We'll show it to you in a second. But I think the question that I want to ask you is: Do we
glorify?
Yes,
we do.
Is the word I'm looking for. Do we glorify villains to make them? Because and Scott made a good point this morning when we were talking about this. He said, kids look at Rolling Stone magazine, and they're like, wow, if I could just be on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine one day. The Beatles were on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine, John Mayer, everybody. And then they see this, and it's like, well, okay, so I can just be a
bomber.
I can be a convict and a villain and get on the cover of...
I want to know how this story came about. Like, did he pose for this picture? Is this a picture that they just found of him that was on Facebook? Like, did he sit down for an interview? What's the whole concept?
And what's the article about?
I don't know. I haven't read the article. I just know that he's on the cover, and I don't know. I think that we've gotten to the point now in society where...
Well, it is interesting the way we glorify people, and you go to the Trayvon Martin thing now, and look what's happening. The beat goes on. The jury trial's not enough. What the jury voted. Now we're going to march, and and it goes on and on and on and on, because people that keep it perpetuated tend to make money on it.
Well, so is it the media that perpetuates it all? Because we're the ones out there covering the marches and covering the protests and covering the looting. And we're the ones putting people like the Boston bomber on the cover of our magazines. Well, the more the media
covers it, the more they keep reacting so they can get coverage.
Well, and everybody wants to be heard, right? So if you want to if you're going to hold a protest, that's the purpose, is to get media attention so that your message is spread to as many people as possible.
So what's funny is that we all sit and complain about, we all sit and complain about things that we don't like, but then you're just giving attention to things you don't like. Like, if I don't like something, I don't sit around and talk about it. And I think that's what the media does a lot of time. Like, we sit and talk about, George Zimmerman's awful, and the Boston bomber's horrible, and blah, 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 and all these people.
It's what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
It's what we do every morning. It's what everybody does, and I think it's a
double-edged sword.
It's this cycle.
Is there anything you would leave your house carrying a sign and go protest for? Is there any cause you would go out there and do that?
Wow, that's a great question.
I attribute that to Jody Dean on his morning show this morning. I thought it was a what?
A sample sale?
Is that what Jody asked on his show this morning?
Yeah, he asked his team, he said, is there anything you would go out on the street, carry a sign, and protest for? Is there anything you would think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I think that, something that would affect my children or something that would affect people close to me.
I would spray tan off the market.
If I were asked to go help protest about gay marriage, I would absolutely do that. I have many friends who are gay and that I would, want to show support for them.
But would you protest? Like, be like, no, we won't go. No, like, would you
throw sanitary materials in the state capitol?
Would you put a yardstick onto a poster board and trot down McKinney Avenue with a poster?
No, you would not, because you would be worrying about your hair.
I would call. No.
I wouldn't.
See, I don't do that. What you have to do is you have to go one step further. You find out who the decision maker is, who's going to make the decision to get me what I want, and then you go to that person, and that's the way you do it. I mean, standing on the corner with a sign, it's whatever. I mean, people are going to honk at you. It's all cool. You can wave it.
If they were going to take away my rights to my faith rights, if they were going to take away my right to worship, I would march. I would carry a sign. That's something I would do. But if they were going to take them away, I wouldn't march if they were saying, well, get rid of all religions except yours. You know what I'm saying? I mean all religions.
Wouldn't you just be more inclined, though, to go to the lawmakers and have a private session with them and plead your case? I mean, I think I'm so much of a frustrated attorney, like I wish that I would have.
I think that's just more of the professional way to handle it. I think like and unprofessional.
Yeah,
like,
but numbers count. And when you can amass 2 million people in a square somewhere,
Yeah.
I guarantee you they're paying attention to you.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to amass that many people in a square, get their names on a petition and take the petition to the people who can actually make the laws and make change.
Okay, that's
you know?
nice, but that's one at a time. And if you can get them all to come in 24 hours.
My point is, if you'll get out there with
There
a
is
sign,
nothing
then you
you
should
would
put your
protest.
signature on. Then you should put your signature on a petition and actually get something changed. Okay, we're back.